Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the Small Brain Small Talk podcast. Today we have two special guests, Butch and Lucas. You guys want to tell everyone a little bit about it yourselves?
Lucas, take the floor.
Butch, take the floor.
Son of a bitch. No, please, I insist. You first.
Ladies first.
Ooh, he got him. He got him. You're done, though.
Oh.
I'm sorry, Chief. That's how it works.
Okay, so, my name is Brennan, but apparently I'm Butch, so I'm Butch. I'm attending NDSU, and I don't know, what the fuck do you guys want to know about me?
You ever heard of comp?
First game you've ever played?
First game I ever played was probably Mario Kart on the Nintendo 64,
Oh man.
if we were
Nice.
talking video games.
Solid.
Respectable game. All right, Lucas.
Hi.
Let's hear about you.
That's me.
Yeah.
My name is Lucas. I'm attending Normandale Community College, but I'll be transferring to the University of Minnesota here. Yeah.
Nice.
Nice. What was your first game?
Epic.
Yeah, what was your first
Shit. I don't know. One of the first games I remember playing is Puzzle Quest. It's like the
Badass.
original like Bejeweled in a sense, like the match 3. It's fun.
Mhm.
Still a good game.
Nice.
All right. And
Cool.
kind of hopping on a segue real quick. Butch goes to NDSU. Lucas goes to Normandale Community College.
Sam,
And
you're a little bit
funnily
late.
enough, is the theme to this podcast, or at least one of the topics, is we're going to be talking about college life and how we're enjoying it the first couple weeks into it, with the exception of Ricky.
I
Nice
haven't
boy.
started classes
Did you get
either.
into any colleges, dumbass?
Oh, look at me! I'm only 16. All right.
baby boy.
What do you guys do this to me?
It's tough.
What a baby boy.
You want to start with the NDSU boys?
Yeah.
Alright, NDSU, rise up.
What are we
Yeah.
supposed to talk about?
Talk about
Uh,
how your first few weeks have been going.
Oh. Everything's closed. I've been like a couple minutes late to every single of like the activity fairs and shit. There was like 3 right outside my window, and I kind of just ignored them. Because I'm very smart.
Tiny
The
little
agriculture
segue.
people are-
Sam, how did you meet Butch?
How did I meet? That's a great segue. Butch randomly walked into my room after following me upstairs. I'm gonna hella put this out of context because it's gonna sound amazing. He followed me upstairs to my room, sat down, and we started talking about computers for like 2 hours.
Sounds like a bromance to me.
It's a bromance, and then he,
Yeah, hot bromance.
and then I got on this server, and then he said I'm gamer, and I was like told us to call him Butch, so now we call him Butch, but he's actually Brennan. He's like on the other end of campus. He vibes.
I'm epic. That's what
He's
I am.
epic.
Epic.
Gamer.
Epic Games.
Epic
Yes.
Gamer. I am the CEO of Epic Games. Actually, they named the company after me.
Tom
Yes.
This is
Sweeney.
important.
Is your middle
knowledge.
name
Thank you very much.
Fortnite?
My middle name's Epic Fortnite. My last name's Gamer.
Oh
Yeah.
my.
It's all coming together.
This is amazing.
Yeah.
It is.
I don't know if we can compete with him.
You can't, dude. My career is actually default dancing on dead mothers' graves. So I'm pretty epic, dude.
Sounds like it pay well doing
Dude, that pays really well. You have no idea. They don't pay me to do it. They pay me to stop. Immovable. Once I start, there's nothing that can stop me.
Jesus.
What the fuck?
All right. Well, with that, I'm Butch. I'm also attending NDSU. I'm on the other end of campus at Thompson, where all the cool people are, because fuck Churchill and your AC.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's
AC
like a
gang, rise up.
Haha, die. There's a shitload of people at the high rises, so I've met a ton of people. The food's better here too. Fuck you. Imagine having to walk across all of campus to get to actually decent food, because
I can just jump out my window to get decent food. Memorial.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
that place sucks.
No,
It does.
it's like-
Ooh, we got you.
It does.
Option there. There's one option there.
But they have good coffee.
I have a coffee maker in my room.
We have
Nerd.
good
And I
good
don't like
smoothie
coffee.
mixes.
All right.
Yeah. Smoothies are
Alright.
great.
There's a
Where's
lot
the
of
other NSU guy?
beef.
Me?
There's beef over by you, Sam?
Yeah, there's beef.
Oh, that sounds better than whatever they
some-
got.
There's beef over here too. We've got
The
the
beef's going bad.
Shepherd's
There's not enough
livestock
room in the
breed.
fridge.
Hey, I got a big fridge.
I have a mini fridge. Because that's what the rules tell me to do.
All right. Gavin, you haven't started classes. I haven't started classes. Ricky,
We
Well,
start
we gotta hear
tomorrow.
from Adam.
you don't start tomorrow. It's
What?
Labor Day tomorrow.
Tuesday.
Genius.
Tuesday.
Close
Adam,
enough.
Adam, you wanna talk about your college so far?
Sure. So I've been here for about 3 weeks. I've moved in on the 17th because, well, I got a job on campus and I'm already
He's a
working at
smart boy and got a job.
Yeah, I actually got it
His
early too, so I'm
personal
getting extra
information.
pay. So, yeah, I work here. It's pretty cool. I've been drawing a lot because I'm an architecture major, and I just drew a picture of chairs, and it's just like the outside of the chairs, not the chairs themselves. It's pretty cool.
I don't understand how like 80% of my friends somehow ridiculously talented artists, and then there's me.
Oh,
fucking
I'm not
rough.
ridiculous.
So, like,
How
Make
do
it
you only
79.
draw the outside
Yeah,
of
I'm not
chairs?
talented.
We needed to draw the negative of chairs to show space.
What's a negative chair, Adam?
Well,
You're
okay.
gonna ask that,
So there's like the
Gavin?
chair structure. So you have like a chair, and then basically just turn it into a 2D image. Well, of course it's 2D, but then so you just color the outline
Did
of
you
the
just
chair.
tell me? Did you just when I asked like how to draw it? You're just like you just draw it, and then
Well,
you
yeah,
color
'cause
it.
that's basically what you do.
Thank you. Much wisdom.
You just shade like you shade the areas where the chair isn't, and not draw the actual chair.
Draw a chair.
Did you just draw a chair and then you shade it?
You
I
draw a
mean,
chair in reverse.
Yeah. You draw the chair first, but then you don't show lines, and it just looks
Like a chair.
like there's a chair missing. It's like
Oh, I'm
someone
an actual
photocop.
moron. I just realized what a negative is. Okay, continue on.
God damn it, Gavin.
That's fine.
This is why I'm third, by the way, guys. Above Gavin.
Yeah.
Wait, we already
Yes.
discussed the
The
hierarchy.
rankings. Yeah.
We
Yeah,
don't- we
but
don't-
I just want to bring it up and
You
cement
wanna
my
reiterate it?
betterment.
All right.
The hierarchy?
No. We're good. We're good.
Okay.
Diego and Lucas, you both are at Normandale, and you started classes this week, last week.
Well,
Normandale.
2
at
weeks ago.
Normandale, but
You know
at
what I'm
home.
saying.
Heck
Yeah,
yeah.
it's been pretty easy. I mean, the reason I'm taking Normandale is because I know what I want to do, but I got enough financial aid from Normandale to the point where they're paying me to go to classes.
Mm,
So
Nice.
I thought
like dancing
The
on
amount of money-
graves.
Weird flex, but alright.
the amount of money I'm saving from going to Normandale for a semester and 3 semesters, or basically a year and a half, for me going to just a 6 to 8 year college because I'm looking to get a PhD. It's just a ridiculous amount of money I'm saving. So that's the reason I'm going to community college, but it's easy. They're pretty much all introduction classes and general classes that I got to
Is
get
there
out
a
of the way.
reason you're only going for a year and a half and not 2 years?
Because you need 60 credits to graduate with your degree, which is the 2-year transfer degree. And,
And you're gonna do it in a year and a half?
by transferring
you-
my
oh,
AP
okay.
credits, I'll be pretty much close to graduating.
That makes sense.
Did you do PSEO?
I did not.
Okay.
Diego.
And so I am going to Normandale for basically the opposite reason of I honestly had no idea where I want to take my life in terms of career. And when it came around to deciding a college and all that jazz, I figured it'd be smarter for me to take general classes close to home where I can kind of think about it more and where it's cheaper, and what better than a college that's literally 3 blocks away. And as I have started my education and I've kind of gotten a better grasp on what I enjoy and what I would kind of pursue, I'm thinking I'm going to try and go into education. And so it's just going to be, this is just the first 2 years of kind of figuring how to do that.
Doesn't NDSU have a good education program?
It
Yeah, but
could.
I think you get a North Dakota teaching license.
Oh,
I'm
But,
not sure if that transfers.
Also, it's North Dakota.
there
well,
is
yeah.
so much
I mean-
to do here. Like walk across the flatlands.
Get blown over.
I mean, we're
get
here.
blown
It's
over
like
by the
South
wind
Dakota,
tunnels.
but worse.
Yeah, it's an accurate
that's-
representation.
South Dakota's
No,
like
North
Canada,
Dakota's
but
better than
worse.
South Dakota.
Jacob, do you have any
true.
thoughts of
Hey.
colleges you're thinking of transferring to, or is that
The
too far
University of
ahead?
Manitoba.
Did he say that? I'm not
Honestly,
wrong.
if I get
No.
a deal, kind of like you did, Isaac, I wouldn't be too opposed.
You can
It's just
join me.
with
Isn't that like the
education. You have
generic?
teaching license shit, and you might get a Canada teaching license, and you're just gonna be stuck in fucking Vancouver
Oh yeah, I suppose you
I
kind of
mean-
get a teaching license in whatever
or
like state
Montreal.
you're gonna go work at.
Yeah. So, like I said, that's just something I got to figure out, and that's why I'm going to Normandale. So,
Ricky, what are you starting? Your junior year?
Is
Who's
it a
that?
senior?
Oh.
Is this junior year?
Yeah,
Oh, you're younger than us.
Gavin, you are always lost by my age.
all right. So, real quick, to preface this, the reason Gavin and a good chunk of people in this group often confuse when Ricky,
No, it's just Gavin.
yeah, at this point it's just Gavin, but why he gets confused about how old he is because when I first introduced him to the group, I said he was a freshman in college. He's my older brother, and Ricky
No
is
one believed
manly
that.
enough. No,
So
well,
no one
obviously you
believed
did.
that. I
I
didn't.
believe it.
You
I
still
knew he
mess
was
it up.
younger than us.
But
I
No.
just thought he was a year younger, not 2 years younger.
And
Lucas,
so,
you thought I was a senior, didn't you?
I've known you for a long time.
When you met me, though.
I said you look like a senior.
Oh.
Like you could pass off being a senior, but Diego and I have been friends since 7th grade.
yeah, so
Sure, yeah.
that puts you at a disadvantage. But Gavin, yeah, you
Knowing Diego that long puts almost
All right.
A second.
While we have two guests on, we'll try to speak to them a little bit now. Thanks, Sam.
so,
Butch, are you a freshman at NDSU?
actually, I'm a sophomore.
Ah, okay. So,
No, I'm a fucking freshman.
ah,
oh wow,
wow,
lying first time on the podcast, and he thinks he can just
he can just lie to us.
All this talk of lying about ages just kind of inspired me a little.
okay, that's fair.
You know what? That's understandable.
What's the
Yeah,
weirdest thing you've seen on campus so far?
The weirdest thing I've seen on campus so far.
That
Oh,
not Sam.
Holy shit. Okay, there was this minivan. Have you guys seen the minivan?
Is it like
There's
with
a
like back
minivan.
cut off?
Yeah, the whole back is cut off.
I've seen that.
Rearrange the seats in like the back row to all be on like your back is to like the outside of the van, and you're just sitting there like facing each other, and just the whole roof and back is missing. It's just an open top van. And I
That's
saw
pretty
them
cool.
drive by, like,
And this
once.
is what?
I like they were just driving along the road outside Thompson. I just waved. I was like, "Hey," and they just like waved back as if like nothing was wrong.
There
And
is
it just-
no issue here. Just
they
riding
just-
a
like-
illegally modified
And you never
minivan.
saw it again. This like half minivan. I'm like convertible minivan. I was like, there they go.
Yes.
Never saw them again. that was kind of odd.
That sounds like a lot of fun.
Oh yeah, it looks like a lot of fun, but being on a trip in a minivan with 5 people for a whole week is not a lot of fun. That was
Oh, really?
ass.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's an interesting thing to say.
Yeah, that's a story for another day.
All right. Sam,
We can
you
go
have
don't...
camping
time.
to the seas.
Wait, what?
What?
We can make it college COVID come and camping, and then I could get my story in.
I mean, you could just put your story in anyways.
Gavin has
Oh,
some
okay.
exciting camping stories too.
Oh, like I'll
Yes.
make
You
this
do?
brief, but long story short, a pack of degenerates known as my friends all clambered into a minivan with a week's worth of food and camping supplies and just went to South Dakota. But last second we were like, what if we just all took one vehicle? So we all got in the van, but the van's brakes like didn't work, and it was like on its like death row. Like it made like whirring sounds like every time you would steer, and to fix it you just slam on the brakes, but then that would cause the massive fucking cooler of stuff just to like destroy your legs. So like no matter what was happening, you either A, the AC wasn't working, B, the minivan was screaming, or C, you were just having a terrible time and you did that for a week.
That sounds like fun.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
it was totally fun. And we
Sounds
also
like a-
played cards in the back of the van. To make matters just a little bit worse, we were all amongst all this chaos. We were playing a game of cards just in the back.
On a cooler.
Yeah, no, on a fucking tote. But so when you would slam the brakes, your game of cards would go slamming into your shins, and you would cry a little and keep playing.
Where are
You'd be
you
like,
from
"Yeah,
exactly?
I am from Delano, Minnesota.
Uh-huh.
Fun
Bit of
town.
a smaller town. It has a massive fucking chicken at the main entrance of the town. I
Yeah.
wish I was shitting you. Someone should just like pull up an image of the Delano chicken. It's just a massive T-posing chicken outside of a random gas station.
Ricky,
T-posing.
Ricky, that's
Oh,
you.
McDonald's
Its
across the
arms are
street.
just both out. It's just a T-posing like enormous chicken. Like it's like a 20-foot tall chicken.
Yep, that it
He's
is.
quite beautiful. I've seen him before.
Ricky, remember
Yeah,
to
like
put that
that's
picture
it.
in.
That's Delano.
I got it.
We should just
It
have
has a
that be the
Facebook
background.
page called Delano Chicken,
Yeah, it has a whole Facebook page. I forgot about that.
and there's it has a website on Roadside America.
One of my friends had the job of repainting it every month. 'Cause
Oh,
a bunch of
God.
people would like take pictures and write their names on it. So like every month you would see this like really sad, underpaid like high school student with like a pail of white paint and a brush just kind of like walk out and just kind of like earn his nickel for the day as he like painted the ass of this enormous chicken, covering up the Sharpie that says like haha penis. He would just like, go back inside and
The fuck?
where's my nickel? And he would like go home and cry. It
That's
was always really
hilarious.
entertaining.
Why don't we have anything
Sometimes you-
like that?
Sometimes I would just sit in the parking lot in my car with the free Wi-Fi, and I would just kind of sit and just like listen to music as I watched him paint the thing. And then as soon as he would walk away, I would go over and just like slap the ass of it, and then just walk away. So there'd be this big bare handprint on the back of the chicken where the dude just painted. Oh, I don't know.
Wait,
Good
the
shit.
chicken has Wi-Fi?
No, the gas station the chicken is at.
Oh, okay. I was like,
Yes, there's a
what?
fucking router and this enormous just cinder block chicken.
I was
mean-
so confused.
That
I
would be
lived
the
behind
weirdest
the
thing
big
that would have
chicken.
happened.
If people asked me where I lived, I'd be like, oh, I'm on behind the big chicken. They'd be like, oh, I know exactly where you are. Like, that's the type of town I lived in.
That's the
Amazing.
staple of the
Beautiful.
town.
The
Yeah,
chicken.
like, everyone
I've
was
driven
just
through
like,
Delano
the
many
chicken.
times. And I always see
Like the
chicken.
Garrison fish.
What?
Exactly.
The big fish by Mille Lacs.
That Gavin wanted
Yeah,
to stop
yeah,
at?
I know.
Yeah,
that's
that's
the
the Garrison.
staple of Garrison?
Pretty much. That and a gas station.
Where's the big pheasants? I've driven by that one.
Not sure.
There's a
Uh,
lot of
haven't
big
seen that one.
animals.
At least it's not Big Paul Bunyan.
It could be big ball. You could have a lot of really big things outside your town, and it could get really bad really fast.
Yeah.
We're all thinking the same thing, but none of us are gonna say it.
Sam, this is your time.
Bare
to say it.
fists?
Thanks, Sam.
It's
that
a
enough?
segue.
That just sounds like one of those stupid rev up like Hot
That is-
Wheels cars.
That is a segue.
Is that a blender?
Oh,
No, I can pull up a blender if you want.
No, that's been a staple of the last two. You don't need to switch it.
I've been told this is a segue now. I've been educated.
What are we segueing to?
Yeah.
Well,
Lucas.
the second part of the thing.
Well, we
You
gotta ask
remember-
Lucas about him.
Oh yeah.
Where are you from? Tell us about you, bud.
Like almost everybody else here, I'm from Bloomington, Minnesota.
I'm not.
Yeah, I'm not.
I'm not.
I said almost.
I don't
I'm
think. Wait.
Oh yeah, me too. I'm not.
Yeah.
The numbers are
I don't-
starting to stack against you.
There's two of you.
I've
Yeah, but
spent
there's only
The,
two.
the first words that come out of his mouth, and we immediately are shitting on him.
Yes.
Well,
That's
he
the
was wrong.
nature.
in the past
Yeah.
4 years. Most of us went to the exact high school.
Yes.
Not true.
Just ask Lucas, okay, just start being a bit more vague so no one can correct you. Continue.
We were all
Minnesota.
born and raised.
Soda. A
We've all
Diego
said
wasn't
the
from
word
Minnesota.
We've all said the word Minnesota before, guys.
Mm.
I see.
That's as vague as I'll get, I guess. I'm from Minnesota. That's about it.
All right, you can actually explain
Please.
where you're
Lucas.
from and everything. Go into your life story.
All the way back. All right. Well,
No.
My father tragically died when I was 4.
There we go. Let's pick up from there.
What?
Lucas,
Wait.
come on, damn it, man.
Talk
What?
about your
well-
grandparents.
Talk about high school.
What was your
grandparent?
first memory?
My first memory.
Yes.
Shit. Well, one of the earliest memories I can think of is sledding in my mom's like apartment.
Diego,
When I
you
was,
love
like,
sledding.
4 or 5. I don't know. That's one of my first memories.
All right. Pick up from there.
God, that's.
Lucas, you're doing great.
Yeah.
But I
Is
don't
what I would
fucking
say
know
if
what
I'm
you
older.
wanted from me.
You're doing great.
Nonsense, Lucas.
You say talk about my life, but whenever I talk about my life, Sam just says no.
You're doing
Or-
great.
Yeah.
That's wrong.
I said pick up from there.
I was born in Minnesota. Moved to New Hampshire for a couple of years, and then parents got divorced. My mom remarried and moved to Texas. And my dad, we moved back to Minnesota to live with our grandparents at the time because my dad lost his job because of the Great Recession. Fun times.
Didn't sound
my
great.
mom had 6 kids with my stepdad. They divorced, remarried. Another guy who has 6 kids. So in total, I have 13 siblings.
Is anyone else
Quite-
trying to do the family tree with their fingers, or is that just you?
Whenever you're thinking about how he's like,
I'm
sorry,
gonna-
wait a minute, I got divorced, and then like all this shit went
He's
down.
whole-
I'm like, I have a big chicken in my town.
I gave up.
Oh, you asked for the whole life story. I
We
went
did.
to
Not mad.
I went to. I don't think anybody else went there. I went to school, which is similar. I met Diego in 7th grade.
Mhm.
We have become pretty like close to best friends throughout
Butt buddies.
till now.
Mhm, mhm.
I went to high school, and
Sam, I'm not
everybody
impressed with
here
what you said.
except for
Besides,
Butch.
there we go.
About
Isaac
to fix that.
transferred schools after sophomore year.
Yeah.
Sophomore year. But I know Diego as a good friend, Adam as a friend, coworker, Gavin as Gavin.
Wow.
Wow.
Sam as a
That's
school
tough.
friend, and Isaac as I guess a mutual friend because we weren't super close in high school, but
What about Ricky?
What about
And-
Butch?
Yeah. What about
and,
Butch?
and I know
Butch.
Ricky. I know Ricky as a good friend as well as Diego's younger brother, and
I
now
don't
Butch,
get-
Older
who's
brother.
who's my best friend. We've
Like, you should just know him as a home invader at this point, but
Butch and I go way back to about
we go way back, dude.
24 hours ago.
Yeah,
First
That
met.
was-
We go way back.
I remember like it was yesterday. Actually, it was
Jesus.
today. It was fucking today. At like 1 a.m.
Yeah.
I mean,
Oh,
that's about
memories.
my life story. Not
Hold
too
on.
much.
I just remembered I censor our high school's name, so just a little heads up for the listeners. All of that censorship, that was just the high school name.
Oh, can I just start listing off like every high school and elementary school I ever went to, so you have to censor like 5 minutes worth of content?
Preferably not.
Damn it.
Do whatever you
It's
want.
not my problem.
You can. You
That's
no.
the wrong.
Nebraska,
Butch.
I went to
Butch, you can't say all those. Why'd you say the N word?
See, now I won't censor. And I just doxed him.
sorry, it just slipped. You know, I'm sorry.
Ricky, you ruined the joke by not bleeping it though.
The N-word, and you just didn't catch it.
Either way, it's a good
What if I'm
joke.
about
now,
to say
whether
it
I
right now?
do it or not.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's true.
All right. Let's
Noise.
Cue us up.
Sam.
That's your cue.
The second C from our 3 C's is COVID. So like,
Yay.
what that happened?
Yay.
That happened earlier this year. Yeah.
My favorite
Still
topic.
going on.
Is it not? Is it still?
Nah.
Yeah.
Nah.
Is that a rhetorical question or is that an actual question?
No, I know.
It's kinda
it.
hard to tell
I
between times.
don't worry.
COVID was canceled.
How did COVID
Because
like
of
affect everybody? I know, especially for like, let's say like me and Gavin, college wise, we're not moving into campus. But like,
Oh, I lost my mother.
Did you actually, Butch?
No.
Okay.
Okay.
all right,
Podcast just went quiet.
that was
Did
I was
you
like,
dan-
whoa,
well,
what the
did you
fuck?
dance on her grave? Then?
Of course I did, but there was no one at her funeral, so I just kept dancing. No one paid me to leave.
No one paid you to leave.
No one paid me
That's,
to
be-
leave.
that's because everyone saw you doing it, and it was like, that's just his way of coping.
Stay socially distanced, so they couldn't pay me.
All right, back to the topic of COVID. So, like, how
Yes,
did it
yeah.
affect everyone? Like, we'll start with you, Butch. Like, you're
Oh,
on
okay.
NDSU, but
All right, so how it affected me? Okay, so I remember like spring break hit, and I had like my whole week of like not doing anything, and spring break was just about to end, and I was like just vibing with my friend. I'm like, shit, I have like a lot of homework and a test like coming up this week, and then like Fat Rona was just like, hey yo, no school for the next 2 weeks. I'm like, mega clutch, that is super awesome, and then I still put it off for like a ton, and then like all of that stuff ended up just getting canceled. And then online schooling was just kind of like mega lame, and I like didn't get to go eat out for like a whole few weeks, and it saved me a lot of money. But that's besides the point. It was pretty mediocre, but I lived in such a small town that the whole like big COVID, big fear thing started to die off pretty quick.
yeah.
It was like I think like week 2, I went outside to get the mail, and I saw my neighbor working on his car, and I was just like, I am super fucking bored. And within like 30 seconds, I was under his car helping him install his horn. We put a La Cucaracha horn in his car. It's hilarious.
Nice.
Awesome.
Adam.
That was
COVID.
your
Oh, yeah.
about
That-
COVID.
Sorry, I was eating a cookie. So, well, COVID hit. I was just kind of doing school. You know, I had a girlfriend. Was happy. And then halfway through, I lost my girlfriend. I lost my job. And yeah. So now I'm at college. And college is pretty
You
cool.
lost your job at the beginning of.
Well, yeah, but it felt like halfway through.
What
Yeah,
job were
I
you
lost my
working?
job too.
Oh,
See,
yeah, I
I
worked
gained a
at.
job because of COVID.
Yeah, lucky
Yeah.
you.
Clap. Get clapped, Adam.
No.
Okay, Gavin.
Okay.
Well, I don't have to deal with kids,
you
so
also just like
that's your
nearly
fault.
infected your whole neighborhood.
Hey, I'm just
multiple
saying,
times.
$80 a day, dude.
yeah.
Go fuck them.
What did you
kids.
say,
I have to
Sam?
deal with
What did you
kids
say,
in my
Sam?
job.
Yeah, you almost infected your neighborhood multiple times.
Oh, really? I almost infected my neighborhood, even though I got tested and had nothing, and I wasn't even in close contact with anyone.
Ooh, I'm
watching
Don't kids,
worry.
but
that's not close
contact.
I wasn't in close contact. Diego, do you think people are in close contact on like a lacrosse field? I don't think you've played lacrosse a whole lot, especially when you don't
Yes.
know who it is. Like you're close to like some of the people. You're not close to the majority of the people on the field.
But those other people on the other team were close to that person.
Exactly.
Well, I wasn't close to that person though.
But the other people on the other team weren't. So therefore, you were probably close to at least two other people. That means you were exposed.
Thanks, Sam.
Scores of lacrosse. All right, Lucas.
Well, COVID came at an odd time. Well, I guess it came at an odd time for all of us because for us at our school school closed down a week before spring break, so we pretty much had nothing to do for that week, and then spring break hit. Pretty much right around spring break, I got the call from my job saying, "Hey, we're furloughing everybody," which everyone got put on employment except for me because I was too young, or we're all too young to get unemployment, as well as the stimulus check. Although I work full time, almost time. For the most part, school was just kind of boring. It really wasn't the same. It was a lot of just waking up whenever I wanted to, doing a couple worksheets, recording like a video band, or doing stuff. It's kind of thrown in there to kind of throw us out of high school because no one was prepared for right around the end of school for us. My girlfriend of almost 2 years and I broke up. Because of COVID, it was just hard for us to spend any time together because we were both respectful of social distancing, saw each other across the porch a couple of times, did like one drive-by birthday parade for a close friend of ours, but we ended our relationship. And it was tough for the first couple of months just because I couldn't hang out with friends, I couldn't do anything after that breakup. but I got called back to work around a couple weeks before that, so it was good for us to for me to get busy, have a lot of stuff to do. But because of COVID, there was an opening for a supervisor manager position, which I applied for and eventually I got the job. It's because it's a nice promotion, pay raise, great on application, resume. So overall, it had a lot of bad moments, like the breakup and just school, trying to deal with that. But it also had a lot of good things. It allowed me to get ready for college. It allowed me to get a promotion at work. As well as during COVID, I was, you know what's a great idea? Building a PC. So I built a PC. And I also found a bass at work, like a bass guitar at work. I was like, you know what? I'm going to learn the bass guitar, get a new PC. I'm going to vibe. So the last couple months, I've just kind of been vibing. Going to work, working on school a little bit here and there, depending on when stuff is due. So it used to suck, but now it's more normalized, point where it doesn't bother me. But I barely hang out with friends. If I do, it's always social, sitting around a bonfire. But because of work, I expect social, always 100% ass, all that kind of.
Did we tell him he's cutting out a bunch?
Yeah.
No, I heard him the whole time.
I did text that. See, he's cutting out. We might have to transcribe that. I have a general idea.
That
I
would have
wanna
been
call
nice
up-
to know.
I messaged
Why
you.
we sat there the whole time.
I messaged you. I was gonna play the segue sound. I'm like, that would be.
We'll
I am
edit
gonna
it
play
in
the segue
post.
sound and talk about the fact that Gavin's fucking playing a league match right now. I'm gonna call him out on that.
I would never.
I'm logged in on the client.
It's not me.
Okay.
Okay, Mister. Just
well-
finish the game.
Okay,
We can
well,
transcribe it.
It's
I'm
it's
do mine.
it's
No,
Sam?
you don't get to
What?
talk.
Sam?
You don't get to talk, league player.
Actually,
So
real
for-
quick, I just wanted to ask how bad was he cutting in and out for you guys?
Not bad at
Every
all.
other word.
Yeah.
Oh, I-
every other word.
Of what he said?
Okay,
I was
because for me he was for me he was fine. Like he cut out one or two words.
Then we're
Every-
gonna have to make you record next time.
No, we don't want Diego, the man who has
Okay,
no
never
sense of
mind.
technology, to record.
Yeah,
I can
And
just.
low
well,
internet.
yeah, that would have been nice to know.
I texted you.
Ricky,
Yeah.
don't worry, you can just add subtitles.
Yeah,
We
that's
will.
not
Yeah.
a problem.
Was it cutting
Uh,
out for you, Ricky?
Ricky doesn't record.
Yeah, but I could understand. Yeah.
Yeah, I
Okay.
kind of understood too because it's every other word. So I'm like, he probably said this.
Yeah.
Sam?
So, yeah, COVID for me was very interesting. The last interaction I had with a teacher is I walked in on the speech team coach was also an English teacher, and she was
Naked?
pirating
Oh.
Hamlet. That was fun.
Fair enough.
Yeah, and I watched Hamlet that day while we were pirating, and then I got home, and then yeah, and same thing as Lucas because we both went to the same school. Like week before fucking spring break happens, and I'm like, all right, I get a week alone to myself and my dad, and he doesn't really bother me when I'm doing my own thing. And then family's like, oh yeah, we're canceling our spring break, so they're home. So now all of us are stuck in a house together. None of us want to be there.
Sounds like you really fucking hate your family.
I do not like I don't like all four of us together. It's very awkward, and no one really wants to be there. But that was an interesting experience. Everyone's stuck inside. No one could leave.
Yeah.
We did the bullshit with the groceries where you leave them out in the garage for 2 days.
That's pussy
Oh,
shit.
yeah.
Yeah, I know. So we bought a bunch of groceries, and then we just had to kind of leave them out there. So I bought cereal that I wanted to eat. I couldn't eat that until fucking Thursday. It was okay to eat.
Couldn't you just open the box and take the bag of the cereal out? Because, like,
I mentioned that. Don't worry. But
keep going, sorry, keep going.
but it was whatever. School started up again, and I kind of just forgot school existed. for the first 2 weeks of COVID schooling,
Yeah,
and
they made us log into our school website every day to mark attendance. That was
I
it.
didn't do that. I didn't turn in any assignments. I didn't log in. I got an email from the English teacher. She's like, "Are you alive? You want to talk on Google Duo?" Yeah, sure. I have work assigned to you. You do.
Interesting.
Interesting. If I could look at my email, I've read all of these. I just didn't do them. So, started working. I started building a lot of Legos
Epic.
during during
Understandable.
COVID, and I left all those at home. Kind of sad. It was like the mini ones too, so they were always hard, and I couldn't see the pieces, but I still tried. And then I picked up Beat Saber on VR, way before COVID started, but I finally had a lot of time to play it, and I got really fucking good at that, and I also forgot that at home. So Thanksgiving trip is going back home to grab that.
You better.
I am planning on it. I got on a reminder for when I next come in contact with my address. My phone enters my address. It'll remind me to pick it up, so excited for that. COVID's still going on. COVID summer sucked for me. I couldn't get a job either. I tried 6 places, 6 part-times, and 1 time didn't want me. And then I mentioned I'm not going to college. I wouldn't be going to college if online classes were going to happen. And I got 2 positions at full-times that I could have went to. I ended up not, just because someone was talking to me. I was talking to someone online, and they're like, "Oh, you should try college. It's fun." Now I'm here, and it's like, yeah, it's fun, but I don't know, man.
But now that Butch is here.
Now Butch is here, and I know Butch, so
Exactly.
maybe this will be interesting. I'm probably going to be thinking about this decision for probably next 20 years of my life, whether or not if I should have been in debt or I should have been making money.
Ooh.
I don't have the segue sound queued up. I'm sorry.
We don't need the sound. Diego and Ricky, I know you guys have been pretty strict about this. You wanna elaborate on that?
That was your cue.
No, I don't.
Okay.
Yeah, come back. Yeah, we'll come back to this
Are you all right, Gavin?
because those are the most boring, probably.
Gavin.
Gavin.
I would say
Don't.
no. So, okay, sorry. I initially had a thing to say immediately after Sam said the whole shopping with groceries, because I don't know, I guess online schooling sucked. I didn't think it was awful. It was bad. Don't be wrong, but I feel like there's worse things in the world, you know?
Sleeping in was nice.
Yeah, sleeping in was nice every day.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
All the
wasn't
days kind
allowed
of
to
blended
sleep in.
together, which was kind of rough.
That's a rough.
I had to wake up at 7:30.
I just bodied Sam again.
Hell.
But Sam, my parents didn't neither did the dumb thing of, well, I shouldn't say dumb. Neither of them did the thing of putting groceries out, but they both started ordering groceries online. Well, my dad already ordered groceries online, but I had to spend, I think it was an hour, maybe an hour and a half in total, spread across multiple days, helping my mom figure out how to order groceries online. And that was just a depressing moment to me, to realize that I had to that my mom couldn't intuitively figure out how to shop online.
They don't understand technology, Gavin. It's okay.
Women.
Oh no.
Oh, nope.
Keep
It's
that in,
not just
Ricky.
women.
Yeah. Butch is an asshole, dude.
I don't cut things. I
Uh,
only sell things.
question. So, I know you guys at Jefferson, you didn't have a in-person graduation, did you?
No,
No.
we did not.
No. Which did
our,
you?
our principal did drive to everybody's house over a span of a couple weeks after graduation and hand delivered the diploma while giving a tiny little speech and taking a photo with everything. So I mean, but to me, missing senior prom and an in-person graduation wasn't that big a deal, because if you really think about graduation ceremony as you walking across the stage, maybe getting one hoot and holler from your dumbass friend and a couple claps from your family, getting a diploma, getting your picture taken, and then sitting in a gigantic auditorium
That's
3
hot.
hours, 3 hours straight.
In a
Well, everyone else
awkward
does the
and free
exact same.
gown.
Yeah,
while wearing a
it's
dumb hat. And
it's
you can't
it's
turn
nice.
to the right side.
It's nice to symbolize like your graduation, moving like your real life. Because if you really think about it, college is the end of the beginning of life. Because after college is the start of your life. Up to college is the beginning of your life, but at the same time, nobody really looks back too much of like the super fond memories of high school when you after you graduated college. All your recent memories and all your big memories come from college. So it really just wasn't that much of a big deal for me. I don't know about the rest of you guys. I really didn't care too much about it.
Butch, did you have an
Yeah, I was
in-person
similar.
graduation?
Yeah, so my graduation was sort of in person. So you either had the option of the principal rocks up to your house, gives you the diploma, and does the woo, or what most people did is you could drive to the school and you would have an allotted time, and you would pull up and they would give you a bag with your diploma, a mask, and something else in it. And then you would pull up to your spot. You'd get out of your car. You walk up to this little stage and hold the diploma. The person would take like 3 pictures, and then they'd be like, "Yeah, you graduated." And then it was literally just the graduation stage, but like
In the parking
with
lot?
not the entire school in a hot, sweaty auditorium. And you'd be like, "Yeah, you did it," and then you'd like get back in your car and leave.
Ah.
So it was like mini speed ran graduation.
Mm-hmm.
What about you, Isaac?
I had an in-person graduation.
Ooh.
Lucky you. Unlucky you, actually.
It
Class
was-
of 5.
I had a class. I went to a private school, Butch, if you're confused.
Yeah, you can private school.
But so yeah, we had a in-person graduation. We had a class of like 20 something, and
Oh, okay.
so ours was outside. We went through the whole shebang, and it was simple, but
Well, 20
we-
doesn't sound so bad.
we were supposed to social distance ourselves, but after no one cared. Like after the ceremony was done, we all just like hung around, took pictures.
Yeah.
So no one really cared.
Yeah.
Did any of you guys have grad parties or anything?
Oh,
Sam.
I did not.
I had one, sort of. It was basically just like a bunch of my mom's work buddies, my sister's friends. Gavin showed up in a car.
I
threw
did
meat at
drive
him.
by.
He
That
didn't
was
drive by. I threw meat at him. It was good meat.
it was
Good
tasty.
schmeat.
That's true.
Is
And
it the beef
then-
that's now in Butch's
meat yeet?
fridge?
Yeah, we were just talking about beef.
It is not the beef Butch's fridge. No, it was smoked pork,
Oh.
double
It
smoked
was,
pork.
it was very yummy.
It was very yummy. There's still some in my fridge right now at home, and
I
I
had-
really regret not bringing it.
Okay, so I had a kind of grad party. So my birthday is August 13th, so it's kind of towards the like the end of summer, to the point where I was okay with having a very small half grad, half birthday party, where a friend, one of my closest friends who I share a birthday with, we just catered Jimmy John's and got some like cake and stuff, and just set up chairs on my deck, and then we just, people just came and went. Just some mutual friends or some close friends I've had for a long time, or just friends of friends that just came, stopped by to say hi, grab some food, chill out for a while, and then left. It never really got to be more than like 8-9 people at a time, but it was just a thing to see some friends before other friends leave for college, or I may not see them again just because they're leaving for college, or they're a grade younger than me, and I probably won't be going back to my high school.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's
But
be
I mean,
honest.
I may have actually, I kind of take that back, because I am employed by my school district, because I'm a district tech. So whenever like
You're
Get
10.
wrecked.
whenever groups are like people were like for instance, like a couple weeks ago there was this dance competition, and I was just asked, hey, do you want to work this like 8-hour shift? Because like the hours are so varied, because it's in a sense kind of commission based. They basically put job offers once people rent out the auditorium, but there's no like set people who rent out the auditorium every week or every month. So I put myself on. I just texted my boss and saying, "Hey, put me on the short list, because I'll be in Minnesota in my same house. I'm just taking community college classes, which is just down the street from my high school. So if they need me there, I'll still go. But even then, our high school is still completely online this year too."
Yeah. I was gonna talk about how some of us did a shitty job of social distancing. Mainly just me.
I know a lot
Oh.
of people at our school just didn't care.
Well,
Yeah, then we have a couple of seniors at our school. Get it?
yeah.
Yes.
You guys had a lot of people who got it.
I didn't
don't-
actually know anybody in our school who got it. I just kind of stayed off social media because
Yeah,
I mean there are
roommate.
people like there's the two twins in my graduating class who just posted a picture of them hanging out with a bunch of friends in Florida in like June saying COVID more like a hot tub and relax in Florida.
Ricky's gonna bleep this out. I know he is. Isn't it the
Oof.
I'm not. I think it may have
I'm
been.
100% sure it was.
Ricky,
Probably.
censor that.
But yeah,
Mayday,
no,
mayday.
just even like some of my close friends just didn't socially distance. It's just appalling to me the amount of people who didn't.
Here's
Because
my
yeah,
thing
About you, Diego.
What?
Diego is the most conservative about all that stuff.
Well, that's
I
why
feel like
we're
it's more his
getting last.
parents.
That is no, it's also him.
Well, his lesser degree than his parents.
As long as I don't leave my house, I don't have to socially distance, right?
Adam, he made us wear masks to go fishing. Outside.
Because his parents would have made him. I don't think he would have done that if his parents wouldn't have made him.
No, he definitely
I would've.
Yeah, see.
You would have?
Yeah,
Okay.
because we weren't always more than 6 feet apart.
Well-
Yeah, I think the only times I never did was back to like my friend I shared the birthday with. Our families are at least I'm very close with her family, and even before I would spend like maybe once or twice on a weekend, I just go over to her house for like dinner just to hang out with her family. So there were still a couple of times because we work together and our families are still really close. We are always in close proximity. That's the only times I never socially distance was sometimes after work we'd do something together or like just go get some or hang out at her house or she'd moved so I helped her move. But other than that, the only other time was at one of my friend's grad parties, which I went to after work, and my ex was there, and it was the first time I had seen her since we broke up, which was about 3 months, and we hadn't talked in person or barely even texted, so we just sat in her car and talked for a number of hours to just, catch each other up and make sure that we're both okay, because breakups during COVID suck.
Simp.
So, I mean, those are the only few times I haven't socially distanced. But at work, it's mandatory wearing masks, which I'm totally okay with, and I got used to really quickly.
That's everywhere though. Like
Yeah, I mean, yeah,
everywhere
as of
requires
now,
masks now.
everywhere is mandatory masks. But before, like when we reopened, we were one of the very few that made masks mandatory, even for like shoppers, which a lot of people did not like. But at the same time, they don't like it, they don't have to shop here.
Oh god, yeah.
Yeah, fuck him.
Going from my small hick town, I remember when like Target and like the Minnesota mandate announced the whole like mandatory mask things. There was a Delano Facebook page and people just like got pissed. Like they like announced the one grocery store went like mask only, like, oh, guess I can't shop there anymore. I'm like, where else are you gonna shop now? I'm like, they are all requiring masks. I'm like, I'll just make a garden. I'm like,
I just don't understand where people come from with not wearing masks. I before I got my promotion, I was a team lead / manager of a donation center that had just reopened in a big city in Bloomington. So we got hundreds of thousands of pounds a week and hundreds of cars and hundreds of like boxes and bags full of stuff. And it was manual labor for 8.5 hours a day. But wearing a mask wasn't bad. It, occasionally it'd be like, you'd breathe in, like take a deep breath in and it'd be like, and the mask would stick to your face and you'd be like, oh, and you take another breath. But it's not that bad. Sure, I'm a young kid, but it is not that hard to wear a mask. And who the fuck cares if it saves the death rate or infection rate by like 5% at most? 5% of the entire population is a shit ton of people. It should not be that hard to wear a mask walking into my store to shop for 20 minutes. I do it for 8.5 hours and I'm perfectly fine.
Working out with a mask is ass, though.
That
That's
is
terrible.
I mean,
I hate it.
the only times I didn't wear a mask was when I would like go on a run or go on a jog just around my block, just because I know I'm not going to get in contact with people. And if I do, I'll like go to the other side of the street, or if I'm walking next to people, I'd like move out of the way to the point where I'm well more than 6 feet, or at least 6 feet, because I know I'm not going to be in contact people with them running, because I don't want to talk to people. I'm on a run. I want to get exercise.
Yeah.
COVID is a very fun topic to talk about.
Sam, you love
It
COVID.
it shouldn't have to be controversial.
Sam,
COVID's fun.
was it?
Sorry, I'm dominating the conversation here.
Do you remember Gavin, Adam, and Sam when we stopped for lunch on a
That
drive
was a great time.
Oh yeah, on a drive.
Yeah, I
back
remember that.
from Grand Rapids?
Okay, so
The window dude.
for everybody,
Yes.
we went on a trip to Grand Rapids, and then we
This was the
came.
owner of the restaurant, by the way.
Yeah, so we were on our way back. We stopped at a restaurant, and the owner of the restaurant, like, we walked in, and there was like a sign on the front because the mandate of you have to wear a mask was about to come out. There's a sign on the front notifying that the mandate was a thing, and it basically said, "We don't care about the mandate, so don't wear a mask." We just thought it was funny, and we walked in and sat down, all wearing our masks. The owner of the restaurant came to our table and was like, "Haha, you guys know, like, you don't have to wear masks. You should take them off." And it was probably like the most. I don't know about you guys, but I thought it was really weird to have him like walk up and confront us about wearing masks.
Yeah, it was weird.
You gotta recognize
very
the
passive
area we
aggressive.
were in, though.
I mean,
It
yeah,
just
I
seems
know
like he
where we
was-
were, but still, just leave people alone. They can do what they want.
Again, you gotta realize the area we're in.
It was a fun experience. The food was good,
The food
Yeah,
was
The
pretty
food was
good,
definitely good. Yeah.
Mhm, it's fine.
but that was the weirdest experience. And the fact that there was like a signature it's a family diner, so there was a bunch of signatures of like B-list actors who went there all along the bathroom walls. That was interesting.
I didn't see that.
I didn't see that either.
Oh, I have a good COVID story with one customer at my job. So I used to be, like I said, the manager slash team lead of the donation center. But when I got the promotion, I was, more on the sales floor, too, just to balance out my time, because I can't, as a supervisor, I'm in charge of the whole store, not just a leader, a part of the store. And there's a woman that came in without a mask. This was a couple of weeks ago, so the mask mandate had been well in effect. And the mask mandate does allow medical exemptions, like people who have had asthma or are really, really hard of hearing, like older people, don't have to, although it is still really recommended. And, like I said, 20 minutes is not going to kill you. She came in and I told her, hey, you need to have a mask on. And she said, no, I have a medical exemption. And the one thing our store is doing is we don't, in short and short, we don't allow people with medical exemptions in the store. We have special accommodations, being free face shields. And then people can use like online personal shoppers who do the shopping for you, who are amazing. And you come in and buy the stuff. Or people who, like, we sell a lot of stuff on eBay. We sell a lot of like vintage or cool stuff that gets donated on eBay that's pricey enough to be like, that's cool, like an antique World War II knife or other stuff like that. As well as curbside pickup. It's a bit annoying when people do that, but you can say, hey, I'm looking for like a medium, gray or black sweater, and we'll go look for a medium gray or black sweater, and then they'll come in and just buy it, and we'll be like, hey, these are the couple we found, or any of these the ones you want, and they'll be like, yes. We had to do that a couple times. It's just a pain in the ass to try and to shop through over their phone in a gigantic store. But she was like, nope, I don't want to do that, and you guys are discriminating against my disability. I'm like, we're not, ma'am. We're offering you these accommodations, which are pretty generous compared to a lot of other places, but you still need to wear a mask to shop here. And she said, well, let me just buy this sweater that she was holding. It's like, I can't check you out unless you have a mask, ma'am. And then she just stormed off and saying, hey, I'm going to file some big complaint with the government against your store because you guys are discriminating against my disability and all this. And I just stood there quietly and just kind of followed her. and in a sense, just kind of stood there, and not necessarily like a power stance, but just stood there,
Just with this,
waiting
with his,
for her to leave, just staring her down, not like aggressively, but just watching her until she left. And then she came in the next day, and I'm gonna give you guys one guess to just guess what she was wearing.
Fishbowl.
Space shield.
The sweater.
No, she was wearing
Underwear.
She was wearing her child's Batman Halloween mask, which covered from the top of her nose up. And I
Oh.
immediately recognized her because I just was finishing a sale. And I was finishing a sale. And I was heading to the back, and I watched her come in with a Batman mask. And I'm like, Jesus Christ, this is gonna be annoying to deal with. I told her, ma'am, you need to have a face mask on. She was like, this is a face mask. It's covering my face. This is what your website says. You says a face mask. This is a face mask. It's covering my face. Like, ma'am, you need to have something that covers your mouth and nose. It's like a face mask or a face shield or some sort of bandana. She was like, well, that's not what your website says. And it says, yes, I can understand that could be a bit confusing, but you can see like the pictures and these posters here all show people wearing like a face mask, or not necessarily cloth because it's just a drawing, but some sort of mask that's covering their face and nose. And I said, well, that's not what the mask says. You guys are still discriminating against my disability like you were yesterday. I'm not, I should be allowed in here because I have a medical exemption, and you cannot kick me out for a medical exemption. I'm like, ma'am, I mean, at this point, my blood pressure was through the roof just because she is not listening. She is being extremely rude and uncooperative. And at my age, I'm 19, and people don't look at me as an authority figure, as a manager, which I am. So there's a lot of age discrimination. She's just not going to take no for an answer. So I thank God for one of my coworkers who just was next to me around the time. She called the assistant manager and another supervisor, and they pretty much took both my sides. I was the one who mainly dealt with it, but after a little bit, my assistant manager explained the exact same accommodations, and I explained the exact same accommodations. He was like, I'll be right back. And he called the police. He said, hey, there's a woman who's not wearing a mask in here, and but police do not come down to enforce the mask mandate. But then he changed the topic and said, hey, well, we asked her to leave because Minnesota has an interesting law where any private business can kick anybody out for any reason.
I like that.
There's no...
Because technically it becomes trespassing at that point. It's
Yep,
private
and then
property.
we had asked her to leave at this point. She either needs to accept her accommodations, wear a face mask, or leave. And she stood there in the middle of the doorway. And then she decided to pull another petty move and reach into her purse because, I quote, I'm a prepared woman. Pulled out a
flashlight?
Nope. She pulled out a tissue. She pulled out a tissue and stuck it under like the bridge of the nose mask, like the mask, and so it was hanging in front of her face. She's like, well, now it's covering my nose and mouth, and you can't see my nose and mouth, can you? So let me into the store. And then he was, I mean, this is just her talking to me. And I'm like, ma'am, that's not a face mask. That's not like accurately covering your mouth and nose in the way that is intended to be safe.
You should have kicked her out for identity theft at that point.
For impersonating Batman.
Exactly.
You're not Batman.
So then I told her that's not acceptable, and then she pulled like 2 safety pins out of her purse because again, she's a prepared woman. I'll have you know. And she pulled her shirt up, and at that point, she like pinned it to her shirt and like the elastic band of the mask. And at that point, it was okay enough to the point where I would have had to let her in, but we had already asked her to leave. So I told her my assistant manager is on the phone with the police, and we're interested in having you trespassed. And she, at that point, she was like, "Oh shit, I gotta get out of here." Because if you're trespassed, you are not allowed in the store for a year. So then she stormed off. But 5 minutes later, she came back demanding my name because my name tag was flipped around so she couldn't see it. And I was like, "Oh, here's my name right here. You see my name? This supervisor. Please use whatever you want with it. Do whatever you want with my name." And then I was like, and she was like, what's his name? Who's calling the police on me? And I was like, this is our assistant manager. He's the only assistant manager here with this name. Go right ahead. and use this name in whatever you need to, whatever you feel necessary. Can I have your name? And she was like, oh yeah, here's my name. It's blah blah blah. And then I was like, okay.
Is it Batman?
Was it Bruce
Wait,
Wayne?
what is it? What is it? Doxing.
I'm not. I'm not going to.
It was
Ah.
Batman, wasn't it?
Lucas,
Bruce
all I'm
Wayne.
saying, is we got a candidate here to dance on someone's grave.
Ricky
So,
just
it sounds like she kind of
It would be a
screwed on
pleasure to
life.
do business with you.
Yeah, it's just. Ugh.
My question is, why did she go through this much effort? She fucking invented the mask, basically. But like,
It's just
As a-
so petty. I mean,
For
that's
this
the big
part.
question. Like, why come in with the Batman mask? Why come in with the
okay, and I
putting
can make the
tissue
assumption
on
that
it?
she's like in her 30s or something. Is she like an
Yeah,
adult?
she's about a 30-year-old
Like-
white woman with two. She had 2 kids the first time I kicked her out. I just
I-
don't.
like-
I just couldn't understand her thought process there.
Kids have
Like,
masks, right?
what was that?
Do the kids have masks?
I don't remember.
you should have
but,
asked her to flip the Batman mask upside down. Then it'll work.
OP.
I just. I mean, at that point, my blood pressure when she left was just so ridiculously high, and like I had. I mean, not necessarily a panic
You were
attack or
high
anxiety
at work?
attack, but no.
She said an aneurysm just died the moment she walked down.
But
the
no,
stairs.
like my stomach and just abdomen was just in so much pain, just because my high blood pressure and just had this stressful situation of dealing with such an entitled brat bitch. That was like,
Whoa.
God,
Whoa, we have to censor that.
Ricky censor that. We gotta be monetized.
it's just
Gonna be monetized.
Isaac, what's the
Nobody-
name? What's the title of this video?
Monetization, that's what it is.
All right.
The
I like
title
it.
of this episode is just Karen's Gone Wild.
Well, we never actually talked about cum, and I'm gonna be honest, we're like an hour in, so
That's what the
Yeah.
segue is for. Let's do it.
we're not gonna
So,
get
yeah.
to that probably. So
We
Quick,
are.
quick, come.
Sad.
Butch was the
Sam.
one who wanted to get here. Yeah,
I
we're
just
here now.
wanted the title, man. It's just such a
You never
good
want to
title
say
to
it.
uphold.
Cum? You barefoot?
There we go.
You have bare fists?
You
Yeah.
barefist?
Who has bare fists?
What about what?
Say the name. Say come.
I don't want to say it.
Marissa?
Come.
Say
Ricky,
come.
you gotta censor that.
Yes.
I only sensed her first and last name.
There you go.
Oh no.
Alright,
Say
thanks.
come.
But
Come, dude. Come
Alright.
on, man.
Gavin, it's only you. You're preventing this episode from ending.
That is true.
Wait, I just say come?
He just
He
said,
did it.
Oh, okay. You know what? I'm a little slow today.
all right.
Little. Just
That's-
today.
Nice.
We'll wrap up the second episode with that. Thanks for watching the new visuals and listening to the podcast again. I hope you enjoyed our special guest. Thanks to Butch and Lucas for coming on.
you were quite a nice bush. I mean, bush.
Do you have anything you two would like to shout out?
Yeah.
Like the 3 people that listen to this.
No.
Shout out the big chicken.
There you go.
Big chicken.
Yeah, shout out to the big chicken. Oh wait, what is something? Go to Dave's Town Club and get the pizza burger at
Is that a
Delano.
strip club?
No, Dave's Town Club. It's a fucking pub, dude. It's like a restaurant.
Pub?
It's like the only place. Pub. Or like.
PUBG.
bar.
Food! Get the pizza
Right.
burger!
Pizza. All right, Lucas. Any last words?
Wait, are you about to kill Luke?
Yeah, pretty much.
You have a job.
It's on your grave.
Yeah,
Fuck.
I'm waiting outside his house.
That's it.
Lucas.
That's
Shout
my
out, Luke.
I don't really got anything to shout out. Thanks for having me. I'll probably be back on in maybe another episode or 2.
If you'll
It's
live
fun.
long enough to see the
Make sure to
next
finish your
episode.
psych homework.
I do have to go finish my psych homework and also my philosophy homework.
I have
Yeah,
And
the
some
also
people
my
listen-
genetics homework.
Stop procrastinating. I
don't know.
procrastinated. I watched Couples Court today instead of doing
Yeah.
homework.
Okay.
That
I was
was
about to say,
not about
Sam,
it.
you're one to talk.
I slept until 2 o'clock this morning.
I should have done that.
Afternoon, not this morning. I slept until 2
So
o'clock in the afternoon.
what was cum supposed to be as our
Well, we'll
Yeah,
touch
I
that.
wanna know.
We'll touch on that in a later
next
episode.
Oh,
Next
Change
episode.
utility mechanism.
Next episode's good. Next episode's just gonna be called cum.
Probably.
that's it.
Small
College-
brain, small talk. Episode 15. Cum.
College COVID and half of cum. And Yeah,
Coven and
What
Coup.
if we just make it like a half
Cum shells.
episode?
a half episode about it.
Half cum chalice.
We'll have to get
Chalice.
We'll have to get
Oh,
Butch
no,
back
not
on.
the cum chalice.
The cum chalice.
All right, thanks for listening to another episode of the Small Brain Small Talk podcast. See
Make
ya.
sure to hit the red thing.
Yeah, make sure to
Bye.
subscribe.
The red thing.
Please don't subscribe.
Subscribe, turn on the notifications, and hit the bell icon.
Leave a very angry and rude
I
comment.
don't want to look back on this like 10 years and think, oh god, what did I do with my life?
All right, bye.